All right, welcome everybody back to the channel. Welcome to 2024. Welcome back to Canada. Welcome back to the winter. So this week we're taking a look at the 2024 Hyundai Tucson N-Line. So we have the hybrid system in this one, which is really nice. We also have like some sportier features here, which is nice. We've got the N-Line badge right up there. Of course, the car is dirty. As you can see, it is very wintry outside, so naturally that's what happens. Now we have some nice tail lights here. We also have a nice diffuser with the twin exhaust, which is also super nice. So yeah, first car 2024. Nice to have a plug-in hybrid because there's been a lot of traffic lately. I love the end wheels already. So this isn't like a souped up one. It's not got a turbocharger or anything. It's very basic. So we don't have, you know, it's not like a crazy N car. Like, it's not really fast or anything like that, but we do have the upgraded with the plug-in. No, it's not a plug-in hybrid. It is just the hybrid version of it. So just the hybrid, which is nice, but we'll take it. The hybrid electric version of this makes things very cool. So let's actually hop inside. I'll give you my first impressions with the GoPro and we'll take it from there. All right, so first up, let's do a start up for the Tucson N-Line. Get in here. Nice little steering wheel. Bang off the feet. Lots of snow outside. Close this guy. Very nice, so you can see. Look at this. I like this little feature here. It doesn't light up or anything, but it's really nice to have. Then start right here. Everything starts up. Now you notice you won't hear the engine roar. That is because we have the hybrid electric system. Eventually the engine will kick on. You might hear it in a couple of the videos when I'm driving slowly. You'll hear it in a couple of the shots probably. So that's very cool. Right now, though, we're in silence. So let me mount you up right there, and I'll tell you everything that I think so far. I've been driving. This is like my third time driving this car today. So there we go. I'm going to give you my first raw impressions of the new Tucson from Hyundai. Let's go. All right, so as it gets considerably more dark outside, we are driving the 2024 Hyundai Tucson N-Line. Now again, this is not a crazy engine. It doesn't have a loud exhaust. It is just the sporty features, which I think nails it right on the head. The Tucson N-Line, I think, fits perfectly with the N-Line series that Hyundai have been going for. It looks sporty on the inside, it looks sporty on the outside, which is very nice. You got these red accents, red and black accents everywhere. I got this N-Line or this N badge on the steering wheel, a bunch of one. Oh, and I'm just noticing this kind of like is reflected here on my gear selector, which is very nice. So there's very nice little touches in here. I think though, just quickly looking at things, I think you're kind of trading off a little bit of features. Like, I think the luxury one, or there's one more trim above it, I'm forgetting the name right now, but there is another trim that you can go just a little bit higher for around the same price, and you get rear heated seats, stuff like that. So it's just like little things that you're kind of gonna have to give up if you go for the more sporty look. But for me, I feel like if I was gonna get the Tucson, I think this has so far has enough stuff in it that I'm like, okay, the N-Line is probably the way that I would go personally, because I want something a little bit more sporty, a little bit more on the nice side of things, which is not to say that the other models are not nice. I just like the sporty look, the way that this thing looks refined. But I don't have parking sensors, I don't have 360-degree camera, and like this, when you fully spec it out, Quebec tax included anyways, we're looking at the close to 50K mark. That is for Quebec specifically. When you include our tax bracket is quite high. Your other areas in Canada, you might see that go a little bit lower, but yeah, it's definitely up there, but I feel like it's just enough. And in Hyundai fashion, there is enough stuff, and it's all easy to use, all very nice. So far, no problem. I actually haven't tried sport mode, so let's give that a push. I basically have eco, smart, and sport. I guess there's no need for normal, and let's push it all the way. Oh yeah, definitely there's a little bit of a delay there with the turbo, but it can go. I mean, it can get there. And I think off the line, if I was, because I don't think I was in EV mode there, but if you are in EV mode, you're gonna get that extra little off the line from that a little electric motor up front, which is not hard to complain about, because also the fuel economy would also get better. Right now I can't tell you, my average is 11 liters per 100 kilometers, which is already pretty decent for a decent sized SUV here. So that's good news already, so I like that. In terms of steering, when I put it into sport mode, yeah, it does tighten things up quite a lot. I like Hyundai sport modes. Even if you don't go with the N-Line, the sport mode, the steering feel is always good in the sport mode. The responsiveness of the throttle and the brakes are always very good. And I've seen that throughout, the past year, and now into 2024, they're continuing it with it. I like the way that the car feels in sport mode. It really does feel like it's changed the way that it drives, which is nice. So let's pop back into Smart because I'm trying to be fuel efficient. I have a electric battery. So the thing with an electric battery, this is not a plug-in hybrid electric. This is just an HEV, so hybrid electric vehicle, means that the engine will kick on when needed to, either accommodate you for speed like a plug-in would do, but usually you're using your engine to charge your electric battery up front. I can't bring this home, plug it in, and then charge it that way. You can only use the engine to do it. There's no ports on this for charging or anything like that. So it's kind of, it gives you a little bit of electric power, probably very good in traffic. I was just in traffic in EV mode the whole time, and just for like idling and stuff where it'll kick on the gas when it needs it and then kick it right off back to electric when it doesn't. So that's also very nice. So like I said, I'm happy to be back in 2024. I hope you all had a great new year. We're gonna have a great week here with this Hyundai Tucson. I feel like I should say this though, I am expecting my child in the next week or so, so hopefully this video gets out. Hopefully she's not born suddenly, but I am expecting a baby, so you will kind of see a break. I'll kind of do a community post as well, but you'll see a break in the channel here for a couple of weeks, and then we'll be back full force once I adjust to things. It'll be like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So yeah, we're gonna have a great time anyways with the Hyundai Tucson N-Line. It's already been great. I've driven it 3 times. I plan to drive it about triple that while I review it, so it's going to be a great week. Stay tuned. I'll pick it back up a little bit later. We're going to do interior. I'm going to show you what it looks like at nighttime and just generally what it is like to live with the Tucson N-Line. So I'll pick it back up in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, so it is absolutely dark out, nighttime, a little bit cold, and I'm actually curious to see how the plug-in hybrid battery will perform in the cold. I'm probably gonna need the engine a little bit more. Also, that's the Sonata. My wife saw this car for the first time, and she said that it looks like a bigger version of the Tucson, or a smaller version of the Tucson. She thinks that which is interesting, which is a very interesting point. Might not be wrong either. So let's go ahead and start it up. This will be a cold start. Oh, and would you look at that? The car's on. I'm serious, the car is on. But because it's not a plug-in, because it's a hybrid vehicle, it's just running off its battery right now. So I'll go ahead and hop in. I don't think it'll trigger the engine until a little bit later, but basically it can warm itself up without needing the engine right away, which is really nice. So let me drive somewhere and let's see if we can take a look at this thing at nighttime. Now, you can't see much. I mean, I try to line us up with some light, but you really can't see much. But just at nighttime here, you can see how much snow I'm actually in. It's handled this kind of like little driveway, little parking lot area really nicely. It's not plowed at all other than other cars driving on it. You can see the nice headlights, the daytime runnings, and then the main bulbs. And then just underneath, we got the high beams. I'll kind of come around to the side here. This snow is pretty deep actually, and at first when it kind of came in, we kind of slowed down as I think the system adjusted to things, but the H-Track system so far, great. We like that. So look at that. I love the taillights. I love the rear end of this thing. Looks very modern, very up to date, which is nice. And you also have that nice diffuser on the bottom, which hopefully you can see. It's kind of dark. It is quite dark where I am. It's pretty much pitch black at this point, but yeah, let's actually hop in. I want to kind of show you what it's like to drive around in snow like this, and I'll quickly show you the interior kind of lighting. It's telling me there's no key. So Hyundai has kind of been doing this ambient lighting thing, which is really nice. Right, as you can hear now, the engine is completely off. We're completely on EV mode, but let's actually hop in because I want to show you something. Show you a little bit of the lighting inside here. Dust my feet off, pull the door. Okay, so let's let the dome light come off, and you can just see, it's not a lot of ambient lighting. It's not like high-end like the luxury ones, but you can change the color, and it's really nice. You got like all your controls here. There's no physical buttons, so people are probably not gonna like this part so much. Personally, so far, don't mind it. It's all right actually, but it's weird. Usually Hyundai is the brand that keeps their physicals, and this time, for the first time, they're not, which is interesting to see, but I don't hate it. So that's interesting too. The engine just kicked back on. I could hear it. There's usually like a little EV sign here in our digital gauge cluster that tells you when you're on battery and when you're not, which is really nice. But yeah, let's actually put it in park. I'm not put it in park, put it in drive. Let me just put my seatbelt on. Since I'm in a parking lot where there are no other cars, just that creepy truck there. It looks even creepier on camera. Put it in drive, and I am stopped from a dig here, and it just picks itself out of the snow, no problem. Now, probably my little front wheel drive car would have no problem, but I don't think I would have wanted to even try to go in here. But the HVAC system so far has given me a ton of confidence. You can see I can turn the corner. There's that creepy truck, you know. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. I like the HVAC system so far. I'm confident in it. So I'll pick it back up probably during the day next, because there's not a lot to see at nighttime in terms of all this stuff. But yeah, let's pick it back up later on. All right, another day of work done. As you can see, it started to snow. This ground is completely encased in ice, but I'm driving the Tucson with all-wheel drive, so I'm confident to be back here, no problem. And this color with this backdrop looks absolutely fantastic for this car. Let me know what you think of the color or what colors are available. I love hearing people's opinions on what color looks best. Do you like the redesign? Do you like the new front end? Actually, I think Hyundai have had this front end for a little bit. The fact that this is hybrid though is really added some bonus to my week. Like I'm not really burning through the gas like I normally would, because I do drive these things quite heavily, quite a lot. As you can see, the engine just shut off, but it's actually gone on to the electric power just to keep the heat in the car. It's done that. You can see how these headlights really light up. I really like it. Like, it's just super nice. I can even show you the trunk space. Got a ton of that too. There is so much space in this car. I'll show you both the rear seats and everything like that as we get through the week here. We're Thursday, so we're running out of time. But look at all of this room back here. It is crazy, because if I show you, we'll close this. If I show you the side profile, it doesn't actually look like that big of a car. Like, you know, it's not a subcompact SUV, but it definitely maybe is like a relatively compact SUV, I would say, or at least it feels like it, because it doesn't drive big. It doesn't drive with a big attitude, but it is very spacious in the interior, which is really nice. I feel like this is such a good like little family SUV, because you get so much room, gives you so much options, and it looks sporty, especially this N series. The fact that it's an N series really improves things. As there you go, you can see the engine just turn back on. Yeah, I really like it. So I'll probably wait till tomorrow evening to give you the interior tour. I'll just show you the back, the front as we keep going, and I'll show you what it looks like at nighttime if I haven't already done that. And yeah, we'll continue. This is very impressive so far. I'm having a good time. All right, so welcome back to the winter. I just wanted to as I'm done filming like my main review, I wanted to film it in like heavy snow, and it just was raining, so I was like, oh, it's probably just gonna keep raining. Probably not, because I don't know if you can hear it, but it is coming down here. The snow is coming down. I've tried to put my phone up as like a little thing. I'll try to include that as like a little overlay as we're going here. But yeah, it's like kind of crazy the amount of snow that there actually is here, or it's coming down right now. And look, I'm just trying to film a review. I've kind of finished the main review anyways, but I kind of want to show you guys what it actually looks like while my GoPro slowly starts to run out of battery. So you might only get a minute of this, but yeah, just got to show you what it looks like when it does snow and how the Tucson handles. And like I can tell you so far in the winter, or because it was just dry for like a little bit, for a little stretch, it was dry and a little bit wet. Now there's heavy snow coming down, so there's accumulation that's going to start a little bit, and the Tucson's handling it perfectly. And like, see, I'm slipping a little bit here and I can feel that, so I'm going to put it into snow mode, and you could just feel the car kind of wait for all the tires to get grip before it does anything. So that's really nice. It's a slower roll with this. It's a much slower roll. Like, you can't really go that fast in the snow mode. The car doesn't really want to speed up that quickly. But the good news is that it's taking its time, and that's what you need. You don't really want to go fast in these conditions. You know, if anybody from Quebec or from Canada in general is driven in these, you know that, you know, fast doesn't always mean better, especially in these changing conditions. But like taking turns, the snow mode handles things perfectly. The windshield wipers are great. I've got automatic on, so like it'll kind of adjust the speed. I'm just happy here. My rear wiper is good to go too. I'm just comfortable. I'm really just comfortable, as this guy doesn't know where he's going. Good Lord have mercy. So hey, Look, the car could be as good as it wants, right? But you know, if you live in Quebec, or I'm saying Toronto too, you guys have got terrible drivers. You know that if you live in Quebec, no matter what weather is, people just don't know how to drive. And that's almost more risky than the weather itself. So yeah, it's like some people are just terrible. They got their driving license from a shoebox or something. I don't know. But yeah, at least, you know, when it comes to Tucson, you'd be very safe in it. You know, I'm really not worried about slippage or anything crazy like that. So yeah, it's nice. It's a nice drive. And I'm by the water right now. I'm kind of driving along the, you know, the shore here, and it's usually the wind is quite bad here. So that's kind of why it's hitting the car a lot more heavy, but wind resistance, I'm not being pushed by it, by the wind at all either. So, you know, this is just comfortable, and that's what you want. I got confidence in the winter, and that's super important to me. So yeah, just kind of wanted to pop in quick, show you what it would be like, or what it looks like to drive the Tucson in some sort of winter weather storm kind of situations that we often get here in Quebec. And if you're in Quebec or anywhere in Canada, you want a good all-wheel drive system, and I'm here to tell you, H-Track has got you covered. So far, so good. I'm happy. All right, back in the driver's seat with the Hyundai Tucson. Let's show you some of the interior stuff. So you come in, we got a ton of room, like I said in the back seat before. We have a ton of room here, even in the front seat. As a driver, I'm so comfortable. Nice steering wheel with the leather stitching, the leather wrapped, and then you have the red stitching right around there. Volume controls here, cruise control stuff over here. Fully digital gauge cluster, and look how quick it switches. Oh, I love how fast this is. It used to not always be that. I feel like some of the new, like the newer generation Sonatas, like a couple of years ago, where like they had this animation, but it was like almost a little bit slow. This is very fast. They've improved it. I like it. So you can't really see, like I said, you can't really see the battery percentage with this hybrid. I don't know. All I know is that like I'm about 4 bars in, and I don't know if it's using the engine to charge a battery or if it's purely just based off regenerative. It doesn't really tell you anything, but I do know I have battery, and I do know that when I'm stopped, it uses the battery, and the shift from the engine to the actual EV mode is very seamless. You don't even notice it, and it's so good. So left-hand side, got some trunk buttons. It got a 12-volt battery reset, which is nice. Traction control off, which in this weather I will not be doing. You can guarantee that. And then we have a nice big infotainment display, wireless CarPlay, wired CarPlay, wired Android Auto, hybrid button here we can press. That's going to show me again how much battery I have, how much of the electric motor I'm using, and then your average, which is, you know, all standard stuff. And it'll show you the power flow there too. It's the same Hyundai infotainment that I've showed you. I like it a lot. No problems, no issues, no complaints with the infotainment. It's very good. This is where I think some of you, I really want to hear your opinion. If you're faced with this, what are we doing? Are we hating it? Do we like it? Personally, prefer the physical buttons. I think I will always prefer the physical buttons, but these are pretty good. These are not leaving me frustrated. I don't have to click things more than once. I don't have to, you know, I'm not really worried about it. It's pretty good. As good as I think you could make a car with no physical buttons. It's very good. We also have like a little separate screen for the HVAC stuff. Look, some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to absolutely love it. Just go in and try it. That's my best advice, because this one isn't bad. So if we move down lower, we can see we have our USB-A cord, and then what would be a wireless charging pad probably if you have a higher trim, but it does not come with the N series. Totally fine, because I use, like you can see, I use this cord right here. We have our heated seat button, 3 levels of it, 1 level of heated steering, and the passenger gets 3 levels of heated. Then we can press this button, the little parking camera. The sun's kind of blocking it a little bit, but it is very nice to look at. You got the lines, nothing special, no parking sensors, no 360, but really basic, but it's okay, and the camera's pretty good quality too. Little drive selector where you can have the terrain modes too. This, I really like this because you can't leave fingerprints, and this is like the highest touch point of the car, because I'm always going to be changing gears at least once or twice per ride. I'm going to be changing these gears, so I can't leave fingerprints on like this chromed out metal here, which is very nice. And they have like a little N right there as well, so I can leave fingerprints all around here and on these buttons, but on the main high touch points, we're not fingerprinting it up, and it's very easy to keep clean, which I love. So quick, let's move on to the seats. We have this nice N badge right embroidered in there in the seats. I like the thing here. This cloth is very nice. Yes, it is cloth. You know, I know a lot of people won't really like that too much, the fact that it is cloth, but I can tell you it's very comfortable. Like, this whole surface is very comfortable. You don't really need the leatherette, and you're saving money by probably going with this one, but they've made it so comfortable. Really good job. And then we have like a black and red insert down there. You can see how like the cockpit here kind of seems more circular. Like the vents are kind of circled off. Like you can see in the corner here, it's very circled off. It's just a unique style, and I like it. I really don't mind that at all. So yeah, there you go. There's the interior. If I haven't shown you the back already, we're gonna do that, as I really want you to see how much room is in this. Like it's impressive. So last shot, if not least shot, we have the back of the Tucson. I really want to show it to you because like we have the same kind of nice cloth material, very comfortable material that I have up front. I'm gonna sit back here because I want you to see how much room that we actually have. It's actually insane. So like I have so much room under the seat. I have room here. I'm 5'11" for reference, and this is my driver profile, and I'm perfectly comfortable. I've got a lot of space here, 2 vents, USB-A ports. I've also got a nice view of the panoramic sunroof, or the moonroof, whichever one you want to call it, little thing that comes down here. But it's just so nice. I could do a road trip back here, no problem. I am so comfortable, so much room. Great if you have a small family. This is impressive. It doesn't look that big on the outside. That's what keeps getting me and I don't even think it does look that big on camera, but it is very big and very spacious and very nice to look at. So I like it a lot. I'm very comfortable back here, and I think you'll be too. This is worth checking out, really. You should really, if you see a Tucson, hop in the back seat. Not a random person's, obviously, you know what I mean. All right, so we're back in the snow, as we got like just even more snow. If you're in Canada, you understand my exact predicament here, but back in the snow for one last little walk around for the Tucson. Really well. Like you can see the snow is getting thicker here, and this car is still handled it the exact same that it's always handled it, flawlessly. No slippage, nothing crazy at all. Looks really nice here in the sun. I just feel like the winter element suits this car, really makes it stand out. I like it. I've honestly, since I'm starting a family, this is kind of something that I look at very seriously now. In terms of price, in terms of gas mileage, in terms of everything. And then the N series is like not boring. And that's really important, I think, for me, but also for a lot of people. Like, it's not just a boring SUV that, is higher end, whatever. It's got a little bit of personality to it. And that, I think, is the highlight for me anyways when I look at it. Because I'm not going to feel like I'm driving a boring SUV, because it does have some looks. It's not a bad looking thing. I love the rims on it. Just the overall design doesn't look boring, and that's kind of what I look for, especially if you're going to go with like an SUV. So yeah, this is really cool. But let me know what you think. We'll hop in. I'll give you my final impressions, and we'll say goodbye to the Tucson 2024. All right, so here we are. Final impressions, final thoughts for the Tucson right at the end of the week. Going to drop it off in a few hours. Unfortunately, my time with this nice hybrid system has ended, but the good news is that I'm still at like half a tank, which usually by this point in the week is not at all the case, because I do film them a lot, I do drive them a lot. I'm on with these press cars a lot. I'm really active in them, and I really try to get the full picture. So the fact that I'm on half a tank still, and I'm driving like a relatively decent size SUV, is really good news. So it tells you that the hybrid system is coming in handy, it's extremely useful, and it's saving me actually a little bit of money this week, because we do have to fill these cars up before we take them back. In terms of driving, it's driven super well, super smoothly. I haven't had any problems with ride quality. It's not adaptive suspension or anything. It's kind of the same pretty much across the board, whether you're in sport or eco, doesn't matter, but it's all been really nice, really smooth, exactly what I was expecting from an SUV of kind of this size, this caliber, if you will. Oh my God, the road is like reflecting from the sun, and I'm blinded. Oh my God, my eyeballs. So yeah, hopefully you can still see me properly. I'm not just like a figure, like a ethereal being or something, but yeah. So I'm extremely happy. It's been such an easy week. A week that like I just know I can drive in any condition. In the winter, that's important, because I've even done a video where I tested the all-wheel drive stuff, so with the H-track system and all that. So far it's given me the utmost of confidence, and it's hard to complain about that. It really is, and there's not a lot bad about it. It's a bit more on the expensive side with the hybrid stuff. You kind of get up there in price. 46 to 50K is not too bad nowadays for an SUV. Unfortunately, that's just the way the prices are going. Everything's going up, and so are car prices. So we just kind of can't control that. But yeah, overall, very happy, very pleased. I think you should test drive one. I think if you have a small family, this has got a ton of room for you, and you know, just check it out. This is really worth your time to check out. It's really worth going to the dealership and actually looking at it. I really think so. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you'd buy one, if you'd consider one at all. And yeah, we will see you in a little bit, because I'm taking a little break again, because I'm again having a baby. So I want to kind of focus on that a little bit and not have to run out and film a car every couple minutes or every day. So we're gonna take a little break. So you might see like a little break in content. I might, you know, miss an upload or two, but I'll be back as soon as I can with a whole bunch of cars. I got a bunch of stuff lined up for like end of January, beginning of February, and then we're gonna be normal from then. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting, so stay tuned. So with that being said, I'll see you in a little bit. Take care.